Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance was a whole new experience. It had some good things, but a lot of bad things as well. I can honestly say that I enjoyed Deadly Alliance more on the Game Boy Advance, and in this video you'll see why. But anyways, Deadly Alliance didn't do much for me over time, but I did love the new feature of giving the characters battle damage and a weapon as a selectable fighting style. The music was great, most returning character designs looked great, and the crypt was a great feature that allowed players like me to see the concept art that always leaves me intrigued with the early designs they had before the game's release. So let's take a look at 10 awesome facts that you probably didn't know about Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Number 10. This was the first Mortal Kombat game to officially kill off Liu Kang. He was once killed in Tanya's ending in Mortal Kombat 4, but since that was a character ending, it wasn't exactly a part of the canon storyline, so it got a pass. Most gamers hated the fact that Liu Kang was killed off, especially since he's the main hero of the series, but to me, it was more like a major surprise and I felt like it did make the storyline more interesting. Number 9. Fusion was originally meant to be replaced by Raiden as the leader in the game because of Fusion and Raiden's ending in Mortal Kombat 4, showing us that Raiden becomes an Elder God and Fusion becomes the new protector of Earthrealm. But sadly, fans didn't like the idea of Raiden being replaced by Fusion for some reason, and the creators got too much backlash about this, so they decided to keep Raiden instead. Number 8. Su Hao was originally named Kublai Khan as a reference to Genghis Khan, not Shao Kahn. You can tell by looking at the artwork that they had for Su Hao that there isn't much of a difference in the concept art compared to the final results of his appearance, so it doesn't look like there was a difference in the character bio for Su Hao. Maybe he was destined to fail. Number 7. Malvado's original design resembled a matador. In fact, his name was actually Malvado, which in Spanish that translates to evil man, but since a matador doesn't fit with the Mortal Kombat universe, he was changed into a much darker persona. Funny because we still got mocap. That doesn't fit in the MK universe, so why did he make the cut? Number 6. A lot of concept art shown in the crypt content shows us that they did have plans for making stage fatalities like in the Lung Hai Temple or the Water Temple, but in the end we never got one for the game. Number 5. Drummond Design gave the developers problems because his club, which was in his right hand, would change depending on the direction he was facing. So they had to create special codes so that it would stay on his right hand. Number 4. One of the most underrated new characters included to Deadly Alliance was Hetaro, a female vampire from the realm of Vaeternus. But it was conquered a long time ago by Shao Kahn and it was incorporated within Outworld. She's also a neutral character just like Scorpion, she's not good or bad. And there was originally supposed to be a male version of Hetaro as well, but he was not added to the game due to time constraints. And since Nitaro's main objective was to free her realm from Outworld, to which she succeeds in doing by the use of a mysterious orb brought to her with the help of Cyrax, it doesn't look like there was any use of bringing her back for deception, even though she was a new badass character introduced to the series. Number 3. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance actually got a port for the Game Boy Advance, and surprisingly you can tell that they did try to make it work unlike the previous Mortal Kombat games that were on Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. The game didn't have enough memory to include every character, but you can still select up to 12 characters, and since the alternate costumes would require additional sprites, they removed the alternate costumes from the console version and added a lot of different colors as costumes. I believe each character has about 9 different costumes, which really do work for a Game Boy Advance port of Deadly Alliance. Even the endings are included in the game since there are only 2 still images for each character ending, and the fatalities looked better in my opinion, because fatalities like Quan Chi's didn't look so ridiculous for the Game Boy Advance version. Number 2. When Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance came out for the Game Boy Advance, the game could not include most of the content that is in the console versions, so the creators decided to make another Deadly Alliance game for the Game Boy Advance, calling it Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. This one included the characters that did not appear in the Deadly Alliance game of the Game Boy Advance version. Not just that, but they also added a second fatality known as the Weapon Fatality, something that even the consoles did not have. Number 1. Tournament Edition also included characters that weren't in the console versions such as Sector, Noob Saibot, and Serena, a character that was never included as a playable character until now. She made her first appearance in Mortal Kombat Mythologies, but she wasn't playable until now. Also, each of these new characters had their own endings as well, instead of sharing a recycled ending like you'd expect. But most of all, the greatest addition to Tournament Edition was the Tag Team mode. Another feature that wasn't added to the console versions. It blew my fucking mind the first time I played it. It really does improve the gameplay a lot. And as for the last fact on this game, if you want to play 2 players against a friend, you could do this by each having a copy of the game like every 2-player game that was for a portable device. But also, if you have Tournament Edition and your friend has Deadly Alliance, you can still play against each other. But since the only characters that are in both Deadly Alliance and Tournament Edition are Scorpion, Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi, you can only play as those. It might not seem like much, but it's still nice to see that this is doable instead of having to get another copy of the game. You can really tell that the creators did everything they could to make the portable versions badass. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, please leave a like, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't. And don't forget to click on the little bell icon next to the subscribe button to notify you of every new video that gets uploaded to this channel. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon, check out the link in the description, as well as the fact that it has more videos that will be included in that one only. And follow me on Twitter to find out which videos are up next. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow, and remember to have an awesome day.